and that is Night Elf, Tauren, Trolls, and Worgen, which Aaron can't show you.
Oh man. What do Worgen look like?
They are humans that turned into wolves.
Okay.
So yeah, and then you get like bit and stuff, and you turn into a wolf. It's a pretty cool beginning quest line. Um, okay. Back to dwarfs because they have everything. Okay, warlocks. Warlocks are the third of the four DPS only. They wear cloth at all times. They summon demons as servants. So you get like a variety of different demons that can help you, and they sometimes give extra abilities. Like the beginning one you get is an imp. He gives this ability called Blood Pact, which makes it where you get more stamina. They emphasize on curses, drains, and damage over time spells. So that's really good because if you're playing in like PvP, you can go Affliction, which focuses on curses and damage over time spells. So they can kill you quickly, but your spells and diseases and curses and damage over time spells will probably kill them after they've killed you. They can consume a soul shard for special abilities. They get 3 soul shards, and
What's a soul shard?
A soul shard is it's like this purple little crystal, and they don't take up any inventory space because they're just there right below your profile, kind of like the holy power thing is. Like, you know how paladins use mana and holy power?
Yep.
Well, they use they have like this little necklace that holds holy charges. Well, that's pretty much this, except you start off with the soul shards. And they use mana as a resource there, another caster.
Okay.
Mages. Mages are the iconic magic users of Azeroth. They are the 4th and final of the damage only. They wear cloth all the time. They deal frost, fire, or arcane damage. Arcane's kind of like
matter
stuff. Matter, yeah. They can polymorph enemies or freeze them to the ground. Polymorph means that they can make them like a sheep and they can't attack or do anything. They can teleport to cities and conjure food and water. This is a very big one because out in the field, sometimes you're going to lose food and water. And if you have that, then you can conjure it and you can send it to friends and stuff, and it really helps. It does take some mana, but if you're going to conjure both, it kind of gives back. Because, you can drink the water, and it gives you back mana. Teleporting. At level 35 or 45, I want to say 35, they can teleport to major cities. At level 65, they can summon portals, which lets their party members travel with them.
So like the town portal from Diablo.
Yeah. And they use mana as a resource.
Alright.
On to Shaman.
What class has Shaman? Alright.
Shaman are pretty cool. I like Shaman. They're healers and damage. They're medium armor, leather, mail, and they start off wearing leather, and they can always have a shield, and then they later become mail. They invoke the power of the 4 elements, the 4 elements being air, fire, earth, and water. They use totems to buff, heal, or deal damage. They can have 4 totems at the same time, so they can make it to where you just keep constantly generating mana. Buffs are like things that help, like they can give them more stamina, a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, like increase your armor rating and stuff.
Yeah. They can temporarily enchant weapons with spells, so they can make it to where like their weapon has like a flame tongue thing for 30 minutes. It'll deal like +2 damage level. And finally, they use mana as a resource. Now, this one, Aaron cannot show you either because he does not have Lich King or level 55.
1 second. I have a question over the Shaman. Is he a dot healer, or whatever it's called? Like, does he heal, like, the group, or does he heal the one person?
He's the area of effect. He can heal. He can heal multiple people at one time.
Okay. Alright, continue with the Death Knight.
Actually, there's one other thing. Shaman can get a totem called the Healing Stream Totem, where it will constantly heal everyone. So that is really, really, really good.
Yeah.
And Death Knights. I have a level 85 Death Knight on a different server, and I really don't like him. Like, once I get another level 85, I'm going to delete him because
And hopefully we'll get another level 85 on this series.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Both of us will.
Death Knights are tanks and DPS. They are the worst tanks in the game. If you're going to be a Death Knight, do not tank as one because you will get yelled at, which I did every time. That's why after about 2 or 3 times, I stopped being a tank. They can wear heavy armor plate. Now, if you're wondering how they start off wearing plate, they start at level 55. That's why you have to have a character at level 55 in order to make them.
Wait, so you can create a new character that's a level 55 if you already have one character that's level 55?
Yeah. And you can, and they're considered a hero class, and you can only have one hero class per server.
Okay, I get you.
Servants of the Lich King. So in other words, Death Knights are like their own race.
Yeah.
They just possess the body of whatever. They combine melee combat with spells, diseases, and undead minions. Not exactly. They can use diseases, which are damage over times, and spells, not many spells. And you have to go a certain spec, the unholy talent tree, in order to be able to have one as a minion. And they are the only class in the game that use runic power and runes as a resource. Runic power is basically a teal bar of rage. There's one other thing I have to add. Hunters use focus as their bar, which is basically energy. It's just orange. And that is it for the classes.
Alright. Now, while you were talking about that, I was going through and looking at all these characters, and fuck, I have been disconnected from the server. 1 second. Alright, I'm back in. Let me just go through and explain like all the characters and the interface and stuff, okay?
Go.
So there's the human, which is like the basic you and me, hopefully. There's the dwarf, which is like honeydew, and he's like a midget, or not a midget really, but he's like a barbarian except for smaller. There's the night elf, which I'm not quite sure what he is, so would you explain that to me?
Night elves are like purple. They're just freaky. I don't like night elves.
Alright.
Whenever I make a druid, I make it worgen because I don't really like night elves, and you're hardly ever gonna see a night elf. The only reason people make night elves are for their mounts.
Yeah, and gnomes are midgets.
Yep.
And dry are these weird purple people that I don't know if there's a storyline to all of these people. I don't really know about the storyline of this game at all.
There's a storyline to the Draenei. They were introduced to the Burning Crusade. They are aliens that were riding on a ship, and the ship crashed on this island called the Azure Mist Islands. And so their main ship is their home city, which is where the Grand Executor, whatever, resides.
Yeah, and then that was the Alliance, and there's Worgen, which we'll get to later if I ever get Cataclysm. That was for the Alliance. Now for Horde, which you can see that their banner is a lot more rugged and stuff. There's the Orcs, which is like Ogre, Shrek. We all know Shrek. We all know and love Shrek. There's the Undead, which are zombies. Okay, that's one ugly person. The Tauren, which are like Minotaurs, if you know Greek mythology at all.
They're like cow people.
Yeah. There's Trolls, which are the meme. No, I'm just kidding. They are like weird blue people with horns. There's the Blood Elf, which are like classy